Boy, I'm tell you what we're going to start seeing. We're going to start seeing some of these cases being thrown out or retried. I think it's look, man. We've been paying attention to these cases since the beginning, and with the Brian Kohberger case, I think many of us understand that there's some fuckery afoot. Well, Brian Kohberger now, from his side, is blaming the FBI for some of their recent actions. We're going to get into this, plus updates on other stories in the true crime community. I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. Let's do it right now. Let's go. Bring it back. What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner, and this is Crime Time. Now, before we get started, let me first and foremost say thank you to everybody that supports the channel, or any of my other channels, regardless of the method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Guys, truth is, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. Big shout out to you guys. I love you guys so much. And if you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. Join the Gun Squad today. While you're down there, you can check out some of my other channels. If you want to see my live streams, my gaming channel, my news channel, politics channel. But let me warn you, don't go over there if you're all snowflakey and leftist, because it's probably not going to work out for you. We've seen it not work out for others in the past. They get over there like, what the fuck am I seeing? Real JB. Over here, I'm just doing true crime shit for fun. But anyways, let's go ahead and get things started, because we're going to start off with this story. I'm going to try not to keep you guys here too long today. Quadruple Idaho murder suspect Brian Kohberger's lawyers accused the FBI of interfering with genetic expert witness in his trial, claiming they interrogated her at home. Now, I touched on this a little bit yesterday. They went and interrogated one of the defense's witnesses, and now she's kind of pulling back on her testimony. That itself should be enough to call this a mistrial, get it thrown out. They've been doing, there's definitely a cover-up of some sort happening with this Brian Kohberger trial. Now look, I know a lot of you motherfuckers out there, you say, why would they set him up? Why would they do that? I'm asking you, why would the FBI go interrogate a defense witness when all she was doing was giving testimony on her expertise? Why would the FBI do that? Why would the FBI go out of their fucking realm? Why would they go out of their way to intimidate a witness like that? If there's not some sort of fuckery afoot, why in the fuck would they do it? His lawyer claimed that two FBI agents harassed expert Gabriela Vargas after her testimony. Kohberger was set to face trial on October 2nd, but this has been delayed indefinitely after he waived his rights to a speedy trial. Kohberger, we all know what he's facing. The suspect, who was charged with 4 counts of murder in the first degree and 1 count of felony burglary, stood silent when he was arraigned. We already know that. Ann Taylor said that genetic genealogy expert Gabriela Vargas. Now remember, I've had problems with the way this DNA was found. A lot of us have problems with the way the testing went, especially when 2 labs in Idaho did not find any DNA on the knife sheath, and then they magically sent it to Texas, and magically there became Brian Kohberger DNA. But it is what it is. So they had a genetic genealogy expert there, Gabriela Vargas. She recently spoke in court about DNA matching. She's now been harassed by the FBI shortly after she took the stand. She was visited by 2 FBI agents and interrogated about her testimony and the findings of her declaration. Now, why would they do that? Well, maybe the people that actually are running afoul here is the FBI, not the Idaho Police Department. The Idaho Police Department didn't have a lot of ability to even do it, right? So, oddly enough, the one group of people I didn't think would be the people that maybe is the corrupt ones in this situation, which I should have known. Come on, man. FBI is being corrupt. I can't believe that the FBI would go out of their way to be corrupt for this case. It's just a fucking small local, I mean, it's not a small case, but you get the point. Like this isn't like hiding the Hunter Biden laptop, right? This isn't like letting Hillary Clinton delete, 36,000 files off the server or whatever the fuck it was. That interview imposes on Kohberger's due process rights and his rights to federal assistance counsel. That interview imposes on Kohberger's due process rights, and it does. and his rights to a federal assistance counsel. That's exactly right. Taylor also expressed the intention to file a motion in regards to what happens to witnesses after they testify in court. Yeah, you can't be intimidating the fucking witnesses. They sent 2 FBI agents like they were the fucking Men in Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the little stick. You're like, bitch, you forgot what you said. Leitao County Prosecutor Bill Thompson responded in court that he contacted the FBI to investigate after Vargas questioned parts of her own testimony. So the prosecutor went out and reached out to the FBI to get them, to investigate the witness. This is some scummy shit. Maybe the prosecutor's a sack of shit. The FBI agreed, and Ms. Vargas claimed that some of what was in her declaration she had inadvertently agreed to or signaled without fully reading it. Do you see this shit? She has pulled back on what she said. We're documenting that so we can share it with Ms. Taylor. Former FBI agent Tracy Walter told Law and Crime, "It is not something I typically hear about FBI agents going in and visiting a witness after they have delivered testimony. Guys, there's something afoul here. There is something not right here." She says, however, I think a lot of that lies with perception and how Ms. Vargas felt during that discussion. I would hope that copious amounts of notes were being taken, and I would hope that the FBI has a very good reason. No, the fuck they don't. They were asked to interfere by a fucking prosecutor that ain't shit. While Kohberger was set to face trial on October 2nd, we already know he waived his rights to a speedy trial, and I would too in this situation. There's too much fuckery afoot. You can't, a lot of you people are fucking clowns. You say, why would he sit in jail if he was innocent? Look, bruh, he's facing death penalty. He has to make sure he beats this case. And with all the fuckery afoot, Brian Kohberger and Ann Taylor have to do, and that means sacrifice even time if they have to, whatever it takes to make sure when he goes to trial, he has the best case presented possible. Because if there's someone's trying to railroad Brian Kohberger, I want you to just think about this for just a second. What if he really is innocent? If he really is innocent, you don't want to speed through this and then fuck it up and then get found guilty of some shit you didn't do. Especially if there's fuckery afoot, right? Obviously, no date for the new trial. Future trials has been said. They have waived that rights. Look, we already know the timeline. We already know all this shit. We know everything that's been going on with this case. We followed it pretty solidly here. My position on this is simple. There are plenty of, not just this case, but there's other cases in which possible misconduct by the, I want you to understand, they have filed a motion to throw out the grand jury indictment based on prosecutorial misconduct. Guys, this is a perfect example of prosecutorial misconduct. When the prosecution's sending the FBI to intimidate and get retractions from your witnesses as a defense. Bro, this right here, just this alone, especially when it's about the most important thing, which is the DNA, this right here is enough to get the case thrown out. I'm just going to be honest with you. And this ain't even the only case. Let me know, though, if you guys agree. Listen, if you're the prosecution and you're 100% sure Brian Kohberger did this, and you believe you have plenty of evidence, by the way, for all you jackasses out there in YouTube land, especially the commenting world, who told me they got way more evidence. Remember when all you jerk offs said that shit to me? JB, you don't know shit. We got way more evidence that you don't know about. You sound real dumb right now, don't you? You sound real dumb, because if they had all this evidence and they were doing all this, they wouldn't be trying to intimidate witnesses. They wouldn't be doing any of this. They'd be like, we got this shit. Like I said, somebody in my comment section was such a fucking retard, like most of you motherfuckers are. Not all of you. Some of you are hot, sexy bitches. Some of you are really intelligent people. But there's a lot of dumbasses. You guys know because you read the fucking comments. Says they got video of Brian Kohberger inside the house. Get the fuck out. You guys are clowns. I just blocked those people, by the way. They're just clowns. Anyways, so going back to this, the bottom line here is there's not a whole lot of other shit. And this may not even be the only case facing this kind of scrutiny. Alex Murdaugh's defense to seek a brand new trial based on claims of jury tampering. So for all you people that believe that no fuckery is afoot, no fraudulence happens, that these cases are all done. Look, there's a lot of you motherfuckers in here that are bootlickers. I'm talking about you people that follow the official narrative all the way. The Gray Hugheses, the choo-choo train motherfucker. All of you people that can, all you do is you sit and you see what the official narrative is, the official story, and you just follow right behind it. And then at the end, you try to claim that you was right. You try to claim that you was right just because you followed the official narrative and you sucked off the balls of whatever fucking prosecutor was presenting the case. And so you just followed along with the prosecution's story, narrative, and that's how a lot of you true crime YouTubers do. And then in the end, when the prosecution wins the case, you're like, see, I was right. No, you just being a faggot bootlicker doesn't mean you're right at all. Not even close. Now, let's go ahead and move on back from this. Alex Murdaugh's defense to seek new trial based on claims of jury tampering. A motion for a new trial comes 6 months after the once prominent South Carolina lawyer was convicted of murdering his wife and son in 2021. I did not cover this case. I don't care about this case. But now that this has popped up, I'm a little interested. Because the one thing from following that case, which I did in my personal private time, not with you motherfuckers, is that I don't believe Alex Murdaugh did it. Now, I believe he's guilty of all the financial crimes. I believe maybe he even knew who did it, but I don't believe he did it. Now, this case could be thrown back as well. Lawyers for convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh filed a motion Tuesday seeking a new trial after allegedly uncovering evidence of jury tampering. And this is some big shit. Pay attention because all of this shit kind of coincides with the Kohberger case as well. Attorneys Richard Dick Harpleton and Jim Griffin claim in a motion that Rebecca Hill, the Collection County Clerk of Court, tampered with the jury by advising them not to believe Murdaugh's testimony and other evidence presented by the defense, pressuring them to reach a quick guilty verdict and even misrepresenting critical and material information to the trial judge in her campaign to remove a juror because that she believed was favorable to the defense. By the way, this bitch went on to write a book. Two familiar sources with the motion told NBC News that at least 2 of the jurors have hired lawyers. Woo. Murdaugh once look at this shit. Hill co-authored the book Behind the Doors of Justice, The Murdaugh Murders, published in July. It details Hill's experience overseeing such a major trial and her family's history with the Murdaughs, whose family patriarchs had previously wielded power as a top prosecutor in South Carolina's coastal Low County. The new motion for new trial accuses Hill of pressuring jurors in the trial who took less than 3 hours to deliberate. Ms. Hill did the things to secure herself a book deal and media appearances that would not happen in the event of a mistrial. Ms. Hill betrayed her oath of office for money and fame. Alex Murdaugh is going to get a new trial. This case that conviction is about to get thrown out. See what happens when fuckery is afoot. I'm sorry, I'm still sick, guys. Alex Murdaugh, there's no way. Think about everything. There's no way they don't throw that damn conviction out. There is no way. Moving on to another case, Brian Laundrie's parents offer Gabby Petito's family secret settlement after being sued over claims they knew about the killing. So we all know what happened with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. Basically, Brian Laundrie killed himself after killing Gabby Petito. But the big lawsuit was about, was he aided after the fact by his parents, and did his parents know? Basically, there was a letter from his mom that they claimed was before the murders that said, I'll help you bury a dead body. I'll send you a shovel, whatever the fuck. But the Laundries have now filed a proposal. Stephen Bertolino, the lawyer, filed a proposal to Gabby's parents. I don't know if they've accepted it yet or not, for an undisclosed amount. So they are looking to settle, which would close that case. And you know what? I have to admit, I was wrong. Because a lot of you guys were saying, of course, Laundrie's parents knew. I disagreed. I hated the fact that little JLR was out front with the fucking bullhorn. I thought whether you hate Brian Laundrie or not, you got to leave his parents alone. And the reality of this is, I was wrong. The Laundries, they seem to have known, or at least after the fact. Now, I don't think that's illegal. I don't think you should be forced to like tell some shit I don't think you should be forced to tell whether you knew some shit or not, especially if you didn't commit a crime. By the way, we're going to move over to a Georgia case. Leilani Simon has earned her GED inside of the county jail. And I was looking at this, I was like, man, let's see if any of you guys notice what I notice here, all right? Let's see if any of you guys notice. Hold on, let me pull this up. Let me try to pull this up. Let's see if any of you, God damn it. I want to know if any of you guys notice what I notice here. Once I pull the fucking thing up. Here's the graduation ceremony. Some of you people that think like me will notice something that...
And all new at 6, the Chatham County Sheriff's Office is celebrating inmates who are graduating with their GED. And in today's ceremony, hip-hop and athletic ambassador, you just saw her, Flajay Johnson, was the keynote speaker.
Hip-hop,
Flajay talked about her
it.
stepdad serving 15 years in prison, and how today is a huge step for these graduates in making their lives better. The graduation included 9...
Leilani Simon, how the fuck you end up in that jail? How the fuck you end up in that jail? Look at this shit.
Victorian of this graduating class.
It's just nice to know that all the doors aren't closed to me, that I do have options.
Well, of course you're the valedictorian.
I'm not really bound by things that I thought that I had.
These motherfuckers are celebrating their goddamn jailhouse GEDs.
I hope and believe that I can make more out of my life.
And according to the Sheriff's Office, the GED program has an active waiting list.
Goddamn.
The graduation ceremony is held for those who successfully...
There's 2 of them motherfuckers, right? Y'all know what I'm saying. Not all of y'all know what I'm saying, but enough of y'all know what I'm saying. That's crazy. But Leilani Simon got her GED. Meanwhile, the judge does not make a ruling yet on the motions filed in the Leilani Simon case. Leilani Simon is filing some fucking crazy motions. She wants the murder charges against her dropped. The state has responded, by the way. The state has filed a scathing response to a Chatham County woman's request to have murder charges dropped. We already know about Leilani Simon accused of killing Quentin Simon. She's got 19 counts in her indictment right now. So here was the response to Leilani Simon wanting the case dismissed, right? He says, one marvels at the brazenness of Leilani's request. The filing goes on to detail how Quentin's body was picked up from a neighborhood dumpster, compacted by the trash, and repeatedly bulldozed at the landfill. He said, Quentin's body went through a lot, reads the court document, as a direct result of the defendant's deliberate choice not only to conceal Quentin's death, but to do so specifically by subjecting him to violence of the waste management system. Law enforcement did not discover his remains, not his intact body, but his remains, for more than a month after disappearance. The severe trauma Quentin's body suffered made it unlikely that a conclusive cause of death will ever be established. By the way, we'll talk about that in just a second. Her actions in disposing the body and concealing its whereabouts indicate that her specific intent and hope was that Quentin would never be found at all. Now, let me make something clear, okay? I don't think Leilani Simon murdered Quentin Simon. I do believe she disposed of the body. I believe Quentin Simon died by accident or died by negligence, maybe. And she was like, oh shit, I gotta get rid of this body. I don't wanna go to jail. You see what I'm saying? I believe she was on probation and shit. Maybe she was doing drugs consistently, which she had been known to do. I don't believe that Leilani Simon actually killed the boy. I do believe that she disposed of the body, though, which is completely different. No matter what, yes, it makes her a scumbag, and I give you that. It 100% makes her a scumbag, but it does not make her a killer. And I've been wrong before, guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm the guy that said I didn't think Richard Allen was the guy in the Delphi case, and I still think that with all these other prosecutorial misconducts going, it could be that Richard Allen has been tortured and forced into his confession. If you take a look, you clearly see inside jail he's not doing too good. But I will be honest, learning that, the stabbings happened and just in general, the girls were stripped naked. This is such a hideous crime, such a heinous crime, such a bad fucking situation. With Richard Allen confessing to his wife and mother, and then not, him and his wife don't even talk anymore, from that I believe, right? I gotta say I was wrong about Richard Allen. In my opinion, as of right now, it looks like Richard Allen killed those two beautiful girls in Delphi, Indiana. And, like I said, I'm not right all the time. There are definitely times in which I'm wrong, and I think the Delphi case would be a perfect example of that. And maybe I'm even wrong in the Alex Murdaugh case. I don't believe Murdaugh did it either. Now, granted, I typically am a innocent till proven guilty type of guy. I don't know. What I do know is that confession means you're pretty much guilty. So Richard Allen, if he confessed to his mom and his wife, that don't look good. I don't understand what would make a person just out of nowhere go kill two fucking small children, two small girls. Like, how does your mind snap like that, right? I don't understand it. Guys, that is your crime news for today. Let me know what you think about any of these situations. The reason I added the other elements to it, because I didn't want to make separate videos for them, because they weren't that big of updates. And there wasn't a whole lot of Kohberger news here, and I wanted to get you guys out a video today. Guys, if you like what I do here and you want to support the channel, feel free to hit the links down below. Join the Gun Squad today. With all that being said, let me know what your thoughts are on all this shit. I think there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, and I think the FBI is on some fuck shit, and I think it's very possible we see Kohberger's case, or at least the grand jury indictment, dismissed, and I also think it's a very good case that Alex Murdaugh gets a new trial. Let me know what you think. I'm thejbgunner. It's crime time. See you tomorrow, or whenever the next video is. I have no fucking clue. Peace out.